Good afternoon, everyone. It's January 21st, a cold, sunny afternoon here in Halifax. It's -3, but feels like -7 with the wind chill. Now, I thought I would get out and take a walk, even though it is cold out and it's a little nippy on the fingers. But I'm going to put my gloves on and I think we'll be okay. It is quite chilly. Right now, I am right at the public gardens, the Halifax public gardens, and we're not going through there. We're just going, sitting here. And now I'm going to be taking a walk here shortly. And we're just getting my equipment going here. And so anyways, I'm up and walking now. We're going to walk around, probably walk down Spring Garden, and hard to say before we get done where we'll go. I just wanted to take a walk downtown today. This is the first day I've been able to walk around without too much wind, and I haven't had to plug my microphone in today, so this is good. I can just talk right into the phone, which I like better anyways. It's got a better sound than it does through the mic for some reason. So there we go, got all straightened up now. All right, we'll walk across here and I'll just ramble along, talk to you guys while I'm walking on Spring Garden Road. Thankful for the sunshine though, that's always nice. It's a sunny day, and I saw the forecaster saying tomorrow we're going to get some snow. So that's going to be a little different. Hopefully it's not too much. A little dust wouldn't be too bad, but not a big storm, I hope. I haven't checked all the details on it, but I know there's snow forecast for tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. So I've been up and down Spring Garden Road a few times and showed you all the sights. So what I think I'm going to do today is just walk along and talk to anybody that wants to hear me ramble, and we'll see where we go from here. When I get down the end of Spring Garden, I gotta go somewheres, not sure where, but we'll take it as it comes. How's that? So -7 is what it feels like, but it says -3, so we got a little bit of a wind chill along with that, but it's not too bad. So, I don't know if I gave you the time when I started it. It's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You can see the shadows are getting a little longer there now again. And I just felt like getting out and taking a walk today, even though it is cold, because I didn't really go very far yesterday. And yesterday was Wednesday. I had to drive my son to his job, so I had the car, and I find it hard to go out and do videos when you got the car, because then you got to park it somewhere, so it's just a pain. So I like it better when I can just come over here and I don't have to worry about parking. So that's the idea today. Get out today while I have a chance. Tomorrow's going to be snowy, but I still might get out. It all depends. There's a lot of big changes going on down here in Spring Garden Road. There's a building right there under construction. There's a lot of things here that's changing quite rapidly, because there's in the next block here there used to be about 5 stores there though, and that's all teared down now. Going to be something going up there. Hard to say, I haven't heard what it is, but something. So anyways, we'll go have a look at that while we're down here and see how the construction's coming along there. As far as I know, it's just a hole yet, but they may have finished the digging. I don't see anything down there working today, so they might have done the digging part, but we'll see. And as always, it's kind of noisy on the street here from the buses and the traffic, but I don't mind that. I'd rather have noise on the street than nothing going on here. So that's the way that goes. I see a few homeless people are out here today trying to make a dollar or two. Must be cold, must be hard on them, but if they don't have anywhere to go, hopefully they got somewhere to go at night, because it really wouldn't be much fun in the winter time in Canada. Just about anywhere in Canada, winter time is cold. So I think I'll just take a little walk down the street right here, which I was looking for a street sign, don't see one, but we'll take a walk down the street and go around the block and just have a look at there's two constructions down. Now that's the one I looked at just back there. Now that one's still, it's a big job and it's still under construction yet. So that goes back there, clear back to the next street and down to that block. It's almost a full block. It's not quite, but close to a full block. So there's no wonder that's still under construction. And there's a nice mural. I think I might have put that in a video once before, but I'll give you another chance to look at it if you haven't seen that particular video. There's a lot of murals around Halifax. I love them. Just about any street you go on, you can find where somebody painted a mural on the street. And they look really nice, very interesting. So if I see any more, I'll be sure to share them with you. I don't know how long I stay out here today. Probably not a whole long time, because it is kind of cold. But the last couple of videos ago, I did some down the south end, and I had some feedback from one person, and they said they really love the south end of Halifax. Do some more down here. So maybe we'll cover a little bit of that today. And that's possible. We might do that. So we'll go this way. I am right now on Clyde and Birmingham and Clyde. And we're walking past this new building here. Hasn't been here that long. I wouldn't say by the look of it. And there's some beautiful, nice houses on the streets. Just look at those over there. Everything's just slightly a little different color. I love that in Halifax, because if you get a row of houses, they're like, if you're standing in a row, they'll all be just a little bit different color than the one before. So that's really nice. And this, I guess, was a patio in warmer weather. But it sure won't be a patio today, because it's a little nippy with that wind. Not a whole lot of wind, not enough to make me put my microphone in my phone, but it's still windy. It's enough to make it, when it's -4, feel like -7. So I guess they're going to stop for me because I'm on the crosswalk. And I carry my gimbal, so if they don't stop, I'll have them on my phone. I guess they don't want me to do that. Okay, I'm in the back end of the library. We'll walk back up the street. And here's something I never did before, was walk up here and walk past the library so many times and never once came up here in this area. This is the back end of the library, and apparently it's a place where you can come out here and sit down and talk or have your coffee or whatever. And the library's that direction. So this is a different perspective on the library. I always seen it from the other side. I'm going to walk over here and see what kind of a view we get looking out over here. I like finding things that a little off the beaten path, something a little bit different, and just getting a little different perspective on buildings, or going in some little hole that most people don't go in. That's always nice. The Idea Building, Emera Idea Building. I see over there. Well, this is nice. Very nice up here. One day in the summer, maybe next summer, won't be before that. Maybe one day next summer, I can come into the library and then come out the back door and sit out here. Anybody else know this place here? That's the first time I saw it. I walked past the library. I've been here quite a little while now in Halifax, and I knew where the library was. I've been in the library when we signed up and got cards, got our library cards and stuff like that. But I had no idea there was this big area out here where you can sit down. And my gimbals just don't like the cold, I guess. I'm just trying to straighten it up, but it doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me. So it'll point that way, but it won't point over there. So we'll go this way, because that's the way my gimbal's pointing. And hopefully before I get too far, I can get it to straighten up for me. So far it's not responding. Nothing yet. So it got a mind of its own. It just turns where it wants to. For some reason, I don't know what causes that. I really don't know. A little sign popped up there and said something, but I'm hoping it'll fix itself, because right now it's not turning. So far, nothing. So I am a prisoner of my gimbal. I have to go where it's pointing because it's not working for me. These things are, some days I can just, everything goes great. Seems like when it's cold. When it gets cold out, it doesn't seem to want to respond just right. Anyways, this was a nice little area up in here. It's turning a little bit now. It might have been just, I don't know. Seems like it's turning somewhat now. Anyways, this is, I had to see what this was like up in here because it looked really nice, and it looks like a good spot to come in the summertime and have a coffee and read your library book or whatever you want to do up here. You can just walk in off the street. You don't have to go to the library to come here. And that's called the Paul O'Regan Hall. I gotta learn to read. Paul O'Regan Hall. All right, we'll go back down off of these steps. And I'm heading back out towards Spring Garden Road again. I just like to get into little places and show you details of things that maybe you never noticed before. And it's kind of nice to do that. And so that's what my plan is today. Walk around looking for something a little out of the ordinary that might be good to show you. If not, then we'll just walk along and ramble on here and try to pass the afternoon. I hope you're having a good afternoon today, wherever you are. Different people out there will watch this video, and so I'm doing it today, which is the 21st, and hopefully I'll have it up maybe tomorrow. Depends on my son does that end of it for me, so I'm an old guy and I just not right up on all the technology. So let's see what, I keep getting something flashing on my phone, but it's still working, so I don't know. So my son helped me out with the technology, the technical things that I need to know. If I'm doing well to get this far. I didn't know anything about it when I started. Didn't even know how. It took me a while to learn to operate my gimbal, and I probably still don't know everything it will do. So that's where I'm a little slow on technology. So my son helps me out with his, he puts it on the computer and fixes it all up for me if I make a mistake or anything. And so we are now at Queen Street. I guess I'll just walk over to Queen Street and then go along Spring Garden a bit more. And so I guess everybody's at a different level with technology these days, because your phone will do so much more than we do with it. I don't probably do 1/10 of what my phone will do. I have a Google Pixel phone, and that's a little different than some Android phones because it has one feature that I really like, is you can take a picture of anything you want, and Google will identify what that picture you took was and tell you all about it. Like if you see an old historic building, just take a picture of it, and Google will tell you when that building was built, what it was used for, and if it's being used now, if it's a historic site, all those kind of things. So that's a feature of Google phones. You have to have a Google phone, as far as I know, to get that. So I was really lucky when I went to get this phone. They had it on, it was regular, you had to put $500 down to get this phone. And they had it down to, I think I had to put maybe 200 down, something like that. And the next week after I got my phone, the price was back up. So I just went at the right time. I got a good deal on my phone. And that's how that went. Most of the time, I usually wait till the phone's the next generation from the one that's out, and that way you don't have to pay any money to get your phone. You just pay your hookup fees and all that stuff, but you'd have to pay like $200-300 to get your phone. This was one of the latest ones that came out when I got it, these Google Pixel phones. My son got one more expensive than this one. He got it's bigger screen, and of course he can do more with it than I can too, so that's okay. I'm just a guy trying to learn to use this technology, and I'll probably never learn half it. So I say this phone will do 10 times more than what I'm doing with it. Make sure no cars are coming before I venture out here. I think I want to stick in the sunshine for a while. If I go down on Barrington Street, it's going to be shady down there because it's farther down the hill and more buildings. So I think I'll stick right here and walk on this street because it's more sunny. And I know I've been over this street before too, but I don't remember walking across this street when I was this cold. But maybe I have. But I'm longing for the warm weather. I can't wait. How about you guys? You tired of winter now? They say we're past the most depressing day of the year. I wasn't depressed that day, but they said it was the most depressing day of the whole year. It just went by there a few days ago. And I don't know if they were right because I wasn't depressed. And I don't get depressed very much. That's something that I'm quite content with life, and I don't really get depressed very often. So if I do, I brush it off very quickly and get rid of it. So I have no time to get depressed, and I don't believe in being depressed though. It didn't bother me. But they said it was the most depressing day of the year. But I know one thing, I'll be happier when the warm sun shines again and we can walk around in t-shirts. Oh, I long for that. Look at this beautiful corner on this shop. I love the way they do the artwork on things here. It's just amazing. There's a Black Lives Matter sign. You know, I haven't focused on that much in my videos, and that's very important too. Over in Dartmouth, they got it painted right on the road, and one day I got to get a picture of that because one day it'll be gone, and then I won't get a picture of it. So, and they still got it on the buses here, which they stopped doing that in some places a long time ago. They kept it up for about a month, and then it was forgotten, and like a lot of stuff. Look at this sign. I guess it's not a legal street sign. It says Pizza Corner, Pizza Corner. So I'm on the corner of Pizza Corner and Pizza Corner. But I don't think that's a legal street sign. That's just up there for a decoration. So there's the Pizza Girls right across the street, so reopening under new ownership. So I guess that bit the last, but somebody else is going to do it now. Well, let's see. What should I do? I don't know. All these streets, you know, I got to tell you what they're called, but then I can't find a street sign to tell you. I don't know. I don't even want to guess what the name of the street is. I should know it by now, but I don't. Can't tell you offhand. So we'll wait till I get down to the end, and I'll tell you what it is. Anyone knows this area would know the name of the street probably. And I should know it too because I walked across it a lot of times, but I don't know. Just don't seem to be great memory for streets for some reason. I know where they are, I know what's on them, but to tell you the name, I guess it's Grafton because there's a sign, it says 1580 Grafton. So it's safe to say this is Grafton Street. There's something that's kind of cute, is that little vehicle right there, small truck. I wouldn't say it would haul too much, but it's a truck nevertheless. So we must be on Grafton Street. And of course this is Sackville over here by the Roger Square. It'd be nice to see all this stuff get opened up full again and the virus gone. No doubt it will be before long. Somebody will get the vaccine and roll it out here good, and then we'll be happy once again. Everything open and no virus. I would say it'd be a while before there's no virus because even now, even things we get vaccination for, sometimes people get them, like mumps and different things like that. You get vaccinations for a lot of things, but they still get them. So, anyways, maybe I'll walk through here. I always like this little place. Love those screens, but some of these phones don't pick up screens real good, and some they do. Depends, I guess, on what. It's probably the frequency of how the lights are strobing, which the naked eye can't see, but your phone sometimes will pick that up instead of showing you what it really looks like. It'll show you the light strobing and so. But and sometimes they just look like white lights instead of something on them. But it's not bad. You can see. Some of them, the red ones, you can see those pretty good. So anyway, this is Roger Square for anyone that hasn't seen it yet. I've been through here a few times now. We'll look back at the way we just came. The signs all look white, don't they? When we got here in Halifax 2.5 years ago, it'll be 3 summers ago this summer, this place was just wasn't opened yet. They were still putting up the screens and all that stuff and working on it, putting the finishing touches on it. It was a while. I don't even know if it opened that summer. I think it was the next summer before it actually opened up. And I'm stepping down some steps right here. They got kind of like they're a step and a half between each step. So it's an odd thing to walk down. It's not just step. You got to take a step and about a half another step, and then you can walk down. Well, let's go down Prince Street. We're at Grafton and Prince, and there's the wooden monkey right across the street. If we don't learn anything today, I'll try to remember that the wooden monkey is at Grafton and Prince. These lights I'm looking at, they look a funny color, but they're actually blue when you see them with the naked eye. The phone doesn't show the color just right. So we'll walk down this way. I'm just taking a little walk around Halifax today, and it was something to get out of the house, walk around, and I really enjoy making these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them as much as I enjoy making them, because every day I get up and I look at the weather and I say, do I feel like going out making a video? It's kind of cold, maybe I will. Or sometimes it's too windy, it's too cold, I don't think I will today, and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's all depending on the weather. Even in the summer, it can be really rainy, and you can't go out and make a video. I do have a big umbrella, which I can do, and one day I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a video in a downpour with my big umbrella. It's about 3 feet across. But the more trouble is, most of the time when you get rain in Halifax, you get a lot of wind with it, and then you can't really handle your umbrella in the wind because it would break it on you. So that's the problem. You got to have a nice heavy rain with no wind, and then I'm going to get out in that and do a video. So waiting for the right conditions this summer. Hopefully that will happen one day, and I'll be able to get a nice walk in the heavy rain where you can hear the rain falling, and I think that would make a great video. Until summer, I can only think about that. So anyways, we're walking on this, we'll go down here to the corner at least, and hard to say, I'll either go right or left, or straight. I have 3 choices. Or I could come back the way I'm coming now, but I don't think that would help because I just walked down and no sense going back, right? So we'll rule that one out. So I got 3 choices. Okay. This is Dirty Nellie's Irish Pub. I'm Irish, but I'm not much of a pub guy. In my younger days I might have been, but now I've kind of changed a little bit from that. Oh, then my gimbal doesn't want to turn with my body for some reason. I got a yellow sign. Something's happened, but alright, I'm okay anyways. We'll see if I can get my gimbal to swing around here with me. There it goes. It's slow, but it's a little bit of coax in it might make it. There we go. Okay. So, we'll head down the hill. I see the ferry out there in the harbor. I don't know if you can see that on my camera here, but I think you could. It's heading over to Woodside, where I was a few days ago. I made a video. I think that's my latest one, just came up, which I did a little tour of Woodside. Took the ferry over, and I didn't record the ferry ride because I already have one ferry ride video. So I just waited till I got over there. At Woodside, the ferry terminal is under construction over there. You have a trailer for the washrooms, and the escalators were all tore up. So anybody going to Woodside, if you're on crutches, it might not be a great idea. However, you can, well, see, every time the gimbal acts up, my phone detects it. The yellow sign come up there, says having trouble with my device. So I'm just kind of maneuvering it by hand. If it doesn't point the right direction, I'm turning it around by hand until it's the right direction. So I don't want to turn it off because sometimes you turn it off and then you interrupt your video. And I don't want to do that. I like to do a video if I can possibly do it all in one shot, and then I don't have to patch it together later and try to make it look like it was one piece. So I'm one bearing, and now I'm walking back towards Duke Street, I guess. That's where I go down to the ferry terminal. I'm not sure which way I'm going home yet tonight. I'm going to take the ferry across, or I'm going to take the bus. I can take the bus. I live on Portland in Dartmouth, just off of Portland, and I can take the bus right from Scotia Square, take me right close to my house. If I catch the right bus, I won't have to transfer. So sometimes I do that, but sometimes I don't mind. I'll just take the ferry over and catch the bus there in front of the ferry terminal. One thing about Halifax, you got different options. You don't have to do just one thing. You got different options. So sometimes just to change it, shake it up a little bit, I try different things. And if I can get this video to last until I get down to the ferry terminal, or down in that area, maybe I'll go to Tim Hortons because my hands are cold, and I think I'll go in there and get a nice warm coffee at the Tim Hortons down by the ferry terminal. That's what I'm going to do. So let's head out that direction, and that sounds like a good plan. All right. So I'm on the corner of Prince and Barrington. Oh good, my gimbal started working. It straightened up my screen for me. That's great. Now things are better. Okay, corner of Prince and Barrington. We're going down the hill. I'll go down to Water Street and then walk across that way to the Tim Hortons. And I wonder sometimes when I'm talking, I'm just wondering, do you ever come down to Tim Hortons on Water Street by the ferry? Do you ever come down that way for coffee? It's a nice little place. In the summer it's really nice, but it's nice now too. You can go in there and sit down because the restrictions have been lifted somewhat. So yeah, I go there fairly often. The Tim Hortons by the ferry, the Tim Hortons on Portland, and the Tim Hortons on Roby and Yonge. They're my three favorite Tim Hortons. The one in the South End, I don't know, I just don't seem to have the right feel for me. And there's a few others. There's a couple up by Burnside. They're just mostly for working people up there in Burnside. And they don't really have much of an atmosphere to them. And so these are my three. Yeah, I like the Roby and Yonge is probably my most visited Tim Hortons. I'm there almost every day. I won't be there today because I'm downtown today. And sometimes it's nice just to walk downtown and do videos and talk and tell you what's on my mind. And I wish my listeners were here and they could tell me what's on their minds. But unfortunately, it's a one-way conversation, and so I'm doing all the talking. But you can give me a message anytime you want on YouTube, where it says comments. You can just go on those comments, and I read every one every day. I check to see if there's a new comment there, and I answer them back. And if you answer me back on what I say, I'll answer you back again. So we can have a little short talk right there on YouTube, if you like. So if you think you'd like to comment on something, anything at all that I've looked at or talked about, you want to make a comment, feel free to do so, because I don't mind, and I'll get right back to you. And these trucks are heading for Haltern with those containers. And I know I've been down there a few times when I was driving. I'm a retired truck driver, so I don't work anymore now, but I put a lot of years in behind the wheel, and I know what it's like out there. So if there's any truck drivers watching these videos, I know all about what you're doing. Know all about getting stopped in the scales and them checking your papers in your book and looking for something on your truck that could be wrong, try to give you a ticket. But every once in a while something will happen, but it happened on the road between scales, and they can tell. Like once I had my truck all checked right over good, and I stopped in the scales, and there was a oil leak on by the brakes, and I had no idea it was leaking. I hadn't even been under it and checked my brakes about a half an hour before that, and everything was good. But they knew I was telling the truth because most of the oil was still in there, and if it had been like that a long time, it would have leaked all over the place. There's the oil that goes into the drums, into the hub oil, the stuff that goes in there. That's the oil that was leaking all over my wheel. but it wasn't there when I just was under there about a half hour before that. But anyway, they just made me get it fixed. I had to sit there for a couple hours waiting for a service truck, and that's always fun. And but no tickets, because they could tell that it just happened. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any oil in it, and it was still oil in it. So everything was good. I haven't had too many fines in a 30-year career. I've had a few, but not too many. I would go a whole year, sometimes 2 years, and never get a ticket for anything. And I like to brag about this one little thing. I drove for 30 years, and I never got a fine for a brake being out of adjustment. Now, any truck driver knows what that is, brake adjustment. You have to watch your truck and your trailers, because the brakes can get out, and you have to adjust them, get them back in again. And I was really conscious of that. I carried a creeper. You know what a creeper is? It's a little thing with wheels on it for mechanics use for sliding right into your vehicle to work on stuff. I carried one of them. So a lot of times I'd stop and get fuel, and I'd put my fuel in the tank, put a bungee cord around it to keep it from slipping off of there, and I'd set it on a low pumping speed, and I'd do my brakes while it was pumping the fuel in the tank. By the time I got my tank fuel, I'd be all done setting my brakes, truck and trailer. So that little creeper really helped for that. Anyways, you can see Tim Hortons over here in the distance, and I think I'll just walk to this corner right here. And let me see, is it still going? Good, everything's still good. So I'm gonna walk to this corner right here, point my camera at Tim Hortons, and sign off. Okay? So here we are, ferry terminals over in there behind Tim Hortons, where that little clock tower thing is. And for anybody that don't know Halifax, and the harbor's right behind, and Tim Hortons is right there. And if you like my little ramble, you like watching this video, whatever you do, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please be one of my subscribers, because when you subscribe, you'll get a notification every time I make a new video. Okay, so I'm going to walk to the intersection because I got a green light. And I really appreciate all my viewers and all your comments. I don't get very many bad comments. They're usually good, and the ones that are a little trying to be helpful, because something went wrong in the video or something, I don't mind those, because that all helps. So anyway, you have a great day, and I hope to be talking again soon. Okay, bye for now.